Bare Knuckle FC. That's right. BKFC shuts down the Karate Combat stream. Guys, this is absolutely crazy here. Let's dive into it. On Friday, December 15th, Karate Combat held their 43rd show in Las Vegas, featuring a ton of world karate talent, as well as notable MMA athletes like Sam Alvey, Benson Henderson, Anthony Pettis. But halfway through the show, halfway through the stream, which Karate Combat, bless their souls, put their streams out from their channel on YouTube. Halfway through the show, at the 2 hour, 28 minute, and 4 second mark, they showed a cold open. And about 5 to 6 minutes later, the entire stream shut down. That's right. Halfway through the show, the Karate Combat YouTube stream was shut down due to a copyright claim by BKFC. The reason? Some footage in the cold open / promotional video for their fighter, Freddie Masabo, who is 4-0-1 in MMA, 3-1 in BKFC, featured some of his highlights from his time in BKFC. If you guys want to see that, the video is still up on YouTube. It wasn't removed. You can go to Karate Combat's 43's stream part 1 and go to 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 4 seconds in the part 1 video, and you will be able to see that promotional footage. You'll be able to see that cold open and some of the fight footage of Masabo in BKFC. So I ask you guys, was this warranted? Obviously, it is legal to do so on the part of BKFC. Obviously, BKFC has the right to claim copyright on their content on YouTube, even if it's, and this is the gray area of being a YouTuber, even if it's in fair use. Now, you can argue it and YouTube can overturn it, but if you're live, there's nothing really that you can do. I'm glad the video is still up and wasn't removed, because I've even had experience with that. Now, again, I've never shown any UFC content, for example, but there's some cases where the UFC thought a thumbnail was a little too misleading, and wrongfully or rightfully, depending on the policy, they've copyright struck and copyrighted my streams as well. Now, this shows me that there is a clear division among these organizations, that there's clearly some heat, some animosity, some competition. I don't want to say healthy competition, because this ain't healthy for anybody. I know some people say, you know, good or bad press, it doesn't matter. It's still press, right? In this case, I don't know. I feel like BKFC has started to win over a lot of the haters, and then this happens. Look, I love Bare Knuckle FC, and I support it, as you guys know. We also love whoever operates their YouTube channel, or whoever used to operate their YouTube channel a year ago, as they've even joined our BKFC watch parties, joined the chat, interacted with the chat, and have given us nothing but compliments in what we do. So they've been nothing but nice to us, okay? However, this is not the first time I have heard stories, mostly about Feldman, the president of BKFC, protecting his brand at all costs, even with smaller creators on YouTube. Hell, even bigger ones where he's burned bridges with, who helped him in the beginning get that promotion off the ground, get that promotion to bigger eyes. I'm not going to name drop. Name drop's the wrong word. I'm not going to highlight which channels, you know, told me that they've worked with him and had issues with him, but big YouTube channels, big MMA YouTube channels who've warned me, and I thank them for that, to tread lightly when it comes to BKFC, despite how nice they are in our live chats. So I did a little bit of digging, ladies and gentlemen. I did a little bit of digging. Because look, our live chat right now, Activate Ace, saying, how can they do that if there's content when the fighter was fighting for them? Well, this is why. I believe this started last week, 5 days before the event, where BKFC actually stripped their welterweight champion, Gorjan Slaveski, of the title because he accepted a fight with Karate Combat on that Karate Combat 43 card without BKFC's permission. You guys can find the full story here at MMA Fighting. Let's take a look at David Feldman's comments directly. Unfortunately, Gorjan accepted a fight outside the organization without our approval, which results in BKFC stripping him of his welterweight title. BKFC President David Feldman said in a statement, "We will have further announcement forthcoming about the now vacant welterweight title." So in this, I mean, I can empathize with Feldman. I can empathize with Feldman here. He probably broke a term of his contract. Maybe Gorjan himself or his agent was a little confused, as other BKFC fighters have been able to freely fight in other promotions, John Dobson. But I mean, if it's not written, I mean, common courtesy, you want to at least let your employer know, especially if you're a champion in the promotion, especially if you're 6-0 in the promotion and have quite literally given them blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm sure that they've handsomely paid him as a result. But for him to be stripped from the title, you have to imagine that there was a clause in his contract that either him or his agent missed, and that David Feldman was in his power, and rightly in his power, to do so. But again, back to the issue. Is this beef between the two promotions now? Is Karate Combat poaching fighters from BKFC? Legally or illegally, as we see in this case? I think the beef started there, and I think that's why Karate Combat was under scrutiny. And this is why I think BKFC was keeping a very close eye on Karate Combat in order to see if any of their footage, that is BKFC's footage, was being shown so that they could pounce, strike, and shut that down. And they successfully did. I believe it was out for, what, 3 to 6 minutes? I was streaming Cage Warriors at the time, a fight companion for Cage Warriors. Please don't come after me like BKFC Cage Warriors, please. Shout out to Karate Combat. They got the stream back on, and, you know, the show was back on track. But you guys can recall, when Francis Ngannou was about to fight Tyson Fury, prior to that boxing match, everyone was even Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour was kind of joking, saying, well, what footage is Top Rank going to show? What footage is the boxing promotions going to show? Training footage from Francis Ngannou? Because it is illegal for them to show UFC footage of him fighting, right? It's not their property. That's a similar case to what happened here, I imagine. And again, BKFC pounced on the opportunity to shut that down. If you guys want to see it for yourself and let me know if it was warranted from BKFC to do this, it is, again, part 1, Karate Combat 43, 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 4 seconds into that video. Again, from a legal side, I get it. But these two promotions, these two up-and-coming, very unique promotions, should be uplifting each other like Rush Hour Fight Club and myself do with each other's channels. We do literally the same thing. We cover literally the same shows, and we try to elevate each other. It sucks to see that two smaller promotions who have been vocal, that they're not hiding the fact that there have been financial issues getting both of these promotions to where they are now. Karate Combat, maybe not as much as, you know, David Feldman mortgaging his house and going all into this, but Karate Combat's president just stepped down, right? They have a new man running the show. It's not easy starting a promote, especially in this day and age when there's so much competition. To go after each other where your athletes have interest in going back and forth instead of making a partnership, not an official partnership, but you know what I mean. That just seems a little crazy to me, and as a fan, it's kind of sad, and it sucks to see that Feldman and Karate Combat are now going at each other head to head. Let me know your thoughts on this story in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.